right, good morning, everybody. Okay, I see all of these beautiful Baltimoreans here on this beautiful hot summer day. So I'm going to say it again. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, and hello, Chum community. We are so very happy to be here kicking off this initiative right here with our community partners here in Chum. So thank you so much for letting us kick this off here today. So as many of you may know, my name is Faith Leach, and I have the absolute honor and the privilege of serving the residents of this city every day as your city administrator. And I will tell you that today is probably one of my proudest moments and one of my proudest days in this job. And I've been in this job about 2.5 years. And the reason why is because of what you see around you. When I pulled up, I was so in awe of all of the city workers, but not just the city workers, but our Clean Core team, all of the directors and cabinet members and the mayor who's here, and then the community and the way that you all showed up. And this is who we are as a city. And I am so proud to be able to do this work and to be able to give back to communities and to be able to deliver, let me underscore that, to deliver better high quality services for every resident in every part of our city. And that is what the Charm City Cleanup Initiative is all about. So I want to start off by acknowledging our partners that are here with us today and all the folks that made today's announcement possible. So of course, I have to start off with my partner and friend in the work, Mayor Scott, who has laid out the vision for how he wants us to work hard and to deliver better services for you. But it's made possible by Mayor Scott, our Deputy City Administrator. Wave your hand, Shamaya. Shamaya is our Deputy City Administrator. But you all may know her as the former director of the Mayor's Office of Recovery Programs. And if you work for MORP, raise your hand. If you work for the ARPA team, y'all heard of ARPA? Yep. Raise your hand, ARPA team. They are all over. Okay, yes, they are all over. I want y'all to wish the ARPA team a happy birthday, happy anniversary, because they are turning 4. And this effort is made possible by those American Rescue Plan Act dollars, and the MORP team has supported this effort. So I really wanted to make sure that we shouted them out. Also, y'all heard we got a few promotions, right? So our former DPW director is now the Deputy Mayor of Operations. Raise your hand, Khalil. All right. And our trusted partner and leader, who is the former, Matt got a lot of formers. Matt was the former director, interim director of DPW. Then he was the former director of the Mayor's Office of Infrastructure Development. Then he went back to DPW as the interim deputy director. And guess what? Mayor Scott is nominating him to be director of the Department of Public Works. And we also have, I'm not sure if she's still a newbie, Mr. Mayor, but our DOT director, Miss Veronica Macbeth. And if Veronica is considered maybe partially a newbie, then I'm not sure what we call Director Moore. He's definitely a veteran. But Director Moore, Commissioner Alice Kennedy from the Department of Housing and Community Development. And I want y'all to give a lot of love and a special shout out to Chris Ryer, our planning director. And I want to give a special shout out. Oh, I hear y'all in the back. Nicole, raise your hand. All right. Okay, y'all. So Nicole is the deputy director over at planning, but Nicole has been the mastermind, the project manager, all the things when it comes to our Clean Core initiative. And she has put her heart and soul into Clean Core. And when the mayor and I laid out the vision for the Charm City Cleanup Initiative, Nicole immediately raised her hand and said, we got to have Clean Core as a part of this. The Department of Planning wants to be at the table. And Nicole stepped up in a really big way. And so I just want to acknowledge you, Nicole, for your leadership for this initiative. And then also our D'Artagnan, raise your hand as well, from the Office of Performance and Innovation. So we put our brightest minds, our analysts and DART's team to work, and they helped us map out the city so that we could cover every ounce of this city. And so I just want to thank them for their efforts as well. But most importantly, if you are a city employee, if you work at the Department of Public Works, the Department of Transportation, if you work for Clean Core, can you raise your hand? Yeah. Can you raise your hand? These are the folks that get it done. These are the folks that get it done. And this initiative would not be possible without their leadership, without their commitment, without them coming out on days like today. Today is code red. It's going to be a hot one out here. And these folks don't blink an eye. They show up every single day at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. to serve each and every one of you. And so I just want to give you all a heartfelt thank you for all of your commitment, for all of your sacrifice, and everything that you do for our city. And last, but definitely not least, Alan Robinson, the Deputy Director at the Department of Public Works. Also, the tallest man in city government, according to the mayor. I just want to thank Alan, and many of you know Alan was on my team. He served as the Assistant City Administrator for Operations, and he too just took on a new role following Matt's footsteps as the Deputy Director over at the Department of Public Works. Alan has served this city for 17 years. 17 years. That is what commitment looks like. And when we laid out this vision, Alan immediately got to work. And so I just want to thank Alan as well for all of your efforts during this initiative. Now, let me get to the good part so I can turn it over to Mr. Tony Clark and then over to the mayor. But 2 years ago, I had the honor of standing beside the mayor as we announced our Build Better Baltimore sprints. And the rationale and the purpose behind those sprints is that we wanted to improve our core service delivery for our residents. And we wanted to show our residents that city government could set goals and we could also deliver on those goals. And so what we did was we identified a core set of services that we really wanted to focus in deeply on. And then we got to work. So during our first sprint in 2023, we had 4 major priorities that we wanted to tackle. We wanted to repair 9,000 potholes. We wanted to remove 900 graffiti markings. And then we wanted to resurface 9 miles of roadway and ramp up illegal dumping enforcement over the course of 90 days. Our crews got to work. And together, we didn't just meet those goals. We exceeded every single goal that this city government set. During our most recent sprint, we did one this spring because we did so well during our first one. We filled over 2,000, let me get this right for DOT. We filled over 20,000 potholes. We removed over 1,000 graffiti markings. We cut high grass and weeds at over 1,500 vacant properties. And we launched a community litter patrol. Again, we exceeded every single goal that we set. And we've shown that we can work together, not just city government, but community members in order to make our city a safer, healthier, and more beautiful place. And so this year's initiative, the Charm City Cleanup Initiative, which Mayor Scott is going to talk more about, we're being even more aggressive. We are going to go to every neighborhood in this city, and we're going to bring all the resources of government, all of our city services to every single neighborhood. And so we are so very excited to meet community members, to connect with folks that are doing this work in their communities. But this is our sprints and our community cleanups. We're doing that times 100 with the Charm City Cleanup Initiative. But with that, I want you to hear from one of the voices that are on the front lines doing this work every day. So y'all help me in welcoming my friend, Mr. Tony Clark, up here.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tony Clark, and this is my esteemed colleague, Eric Ford. And I'm very grateful for the mayor. Even before I got here, I met him that day when we got our shots. And that's how my department got back. So, short story. My name is Tony Clark. I work on the graffiti team with the Department of Public Works, and I'm here representing all the hard-working routine employees in solid waste. We are out in the neighborhoods every day doing our part to keep Baltimore clean and safe. Removing graffiti is a part of that. It helps improve our communities, look and feel, and it shows that someone cares. We're ready and excited to be a part of this new initiative. Cleaning and beautifying our city is what we do best. I've always called it the beautification program. Since I've started doing this, that's what I've always called it. And me and him have done this to the best of our ability. We've actually done everything, and not to get off the subject. But now it's my pleasure to introduce someone who truly supports our work and believes in Baltimore, Mayor Brandon Scott.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Tony. He is telling the exact truth of how the graffiti cleanup program came back, or the Baltimore beautification program, as he just said. We both were getting our COVID shots outside of BCC. It was a very long line. My staff was upset that I wouldn't jump to the front of the line, and I went to wait in the line like everyone else. And I bumped into Mr. Tony. He said, they cut us. We ain't cleaning graffiti no more. And then I said a couple choice words that I can't say today. But then I said, we're going to get it back. And since we were able to get them back, him and Mr. Ford have been doing great work. So give them both a big round of applause. Thank you for your work every day. And thank you all for being out here today on this very hot day and special day. I want to also just remind everyone that we are under code red today, so we have safety measures and cooling and all that in place. Make sure that you are monitoring yourself. And if you are not feeling like yourself, please drink plenty of water, but also get shelter when needed for folks not just here, but across the city. I want to acknowledge all of our partners that are here today. First, our fabulous City Administrator Leach, who obviously is spearheading this whole thing. Our councilwoman for this area, Councilwoman Ramos, the councilman, the pride of East Baltimore, Antonio Glover, who is also doubling as the Orioles mascot for today. The last time the councilman was in Chum in Clifton Park dressed like that, me and a bunch of kids beat him and his grown friends in a softball game. I don't know why he's such a glutton for punishment. But all of our directors, as the city administrator has both mentioned, this phenomenal team that we have here. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot he was here because I didn't see his stamped Eastside pass. He said his uncle's with him. Yes. The fabulous councilman from Southwest Baltimore, Paris Gray. Councilman, thank you for joining us today. And then before, because I know he's standing behind me, my good friend, Mark Washington, the leader, community leader here in Chum. Thank you very much, Mark. Mark said to me earlier today he regretted not pushing me in the pool last week. And I said I was going to push you first, but I let you slide. But everyone knows how important this neighborhood is to me. I grew up in city government starting 18 years ago when I first met Mark here in Tivoli, Hugo Fenwick. Those of us who know that was a very different Chum. There were vacant houses where you all are standing now, and we had a severe problem. But this community has been on the forefront of organizing for itself and making sure that they are part of working with city agencies and our fabulous city workers to clean up. And as City Administrator Leach said, our cleaning sprints have been a huge success over these last few years. And today, we are proud to announce that we are taking things to the next level by launching the Charm City Cleanup Initiative, which started as several sprints across select neighborhoods, is now a marathon. And over the next 17 weeks, we will clean in every neighborhood, pave in every neighborhood, repair in every neighborhood, and beautify in every neighborhood and street of Baltimore City. This is our most ambitious citywide cleaning effort in decades, and it will be a full team effort. DPW, DOT, Rec and Parks, Clean Poor, Housing, Planning, every agency will be involved to help clean debris, remove graffitis, clear overgrown lots, and so much more. But I want to pause here to again thank our public servants who do this work each and every day. So everybody that goes out there and fills potholes, please raise your hands. Raise your hands. I know some of them are on the cooling bus right now. There you go in the back right there. The folks that are out there cleaning vacant lots, raise your hand. Please raise your hand. Let's make some noise for them. Again, let's give it up for our fabulous graffiti team. Give it up for Mr. Tony and Mr. Ford. And then there is someone that I want to recognize today because they do a job that often gets overlooked in that process. We know before we come out, when Mark calls and yells at me about dumping or trash not being put out the right way, yes, and the councilwoman and anybody else that will listen for that matter, there are a group of folks that work in housing code enforcement that come out and inspect and dig into trash to get pictures so that we can hold people accountable. And in this neighborhood, we have Inspector Odom, who is with us today. Let's give him a big round of applause. And we want residents to continue to do their part by reporting areas in need of attention, calling 311, and signing up to volunteer at a cleaning event. Please sign up to be a part of this event. And for more info, just visit baltimorecity.gov/charm-city-clean. Call 311 or download the 311 app to stay connected. I hope to see everyone out there participating this summer in this cleanup initiative. It is all of our responsibility to make Baltimore the city that we want it to be. And with that, I will turn it over to Councilwoman Ramos. Councilwoman?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I know it's hot, and I am the last one, so I'm going to make it quick. I want to thank Mayor Scott and the city administrator, and also Director Robinson for making this happen, going to the next level, because the sprints were very successful, and we want to just go to that next level, which is exciting. Thanks for also starting this here in the fabulous 14th district. Woohoo! Yes. And just to give everybody context, this was a lot, as the mayor said, a lot of vacant properties obviously are now down, and we're awaiting, working hard, thanks to the Commissioner Kennedy and so many others at Housing, to get those 125 units up in this neighborhood, and we're very excited about it. And there's a lot of rehab work going on in the neighborhood as well. So that means that this initiative is extremely important, because with all of that activity, all of our city services are needed to really make it all shine. And that's what we're doing with this initiative, and I'm super, super excited about it. So thank you all. Also acknowledging the community here, several community members from Coldstream, Homestead, Montebello, and Mark Washington behind me. I think that this is a great initiative. I want to thank all of you for being out here in the hot sun, but also for everything you do every single day for our city. You all run this place, and we are so, so, so grateful. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilwoman. And we are so glad to be kicking off here in Chum, but also just so that we go through again, this is a 17-week initiative. We are doing it in clusters. This is cluster 1, which includes Chum and Bella Edison, and then we will go throughout of the city and through July 7th through Halloween, focusing in clusters as we go and to take Charm City cleanup throughout the city of Baltimore to touch every single neighborhood. And with that, we will end and turn it over to questions.
If there are members of the press who are for questions, please come to the microphone. Any questions?
Mayor Scott, good
Yes,
afternoon.
sir.
How
Good
you
afternoon.
doing?
I'm great, sir.
We talked about last week at City Hall the big, too loud.
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. The budget bill, President Trump's budget bill. Would you be concerned, because I know the American Rescue Act was mentioned, about future projects like this being able to clear out the city, or is the money allocated already for these clusters, as you said?
Yeah, well, this will not be impacted by that. We'll be doing this with our existing funds. We know you heard me talk about last week the devastating impacts that the big ugly bill will have for Baltimoreans, but for Americans around this country. But that will not impact this program.
Hi there, my name is Gabriella Fine.
Hi,
We're
Gabrielle.
a reporter with the Baltimore Sun. I actually have 2 questions. First, this is obviously a very exciting and ambitious project, and I'm curious how you came up with this specific goal to go citywide.
Very simply, the city administrator, we were talking about this one day and said, like, how has it been? How long has it been since the city done a big citywide cleanup that wasn't just the mayor's spring cleanup? That was something that focused on every single neighborhood, and it had been longer than I've been in city government, and I've been there now 18 years. It's a necessity for us to show every neighborhood that they have value and want them to be clean.
Thank you. And my second question is, I know there's been some turnover with comms in your office, and I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about the reason for that.
Well, I think we put that statement out yesterday, and what we said is absolutely true. We thank Mr. Marshall for his service and for building a world-class comms team, and now we're just looking forward to moving forward. We know that he'll be going on to bigger and better things as he continues to do his work. He is a very, very seasoned professional, especially when it comes to national politics. There is no beef or anything between us, right? And we wish him well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have same thing. I have two questions, one on topic, so I'll start with that. You mentioned just a little bit about the heat, and is there, with the timeline of all of this, is there a concern that this would have to get pushed into, I know that this going into Halloween, but could this extend beyond that, given just the heat that we continue to see and the concern for people to go out there and clean up?
Yeah, we have to make adjustments based on the weather. We'll see that, right? I think it's important to note that these workers, it doesn't matter if it's Halloween, it doesn't matter if it's Christmas, it doesn't matter if it's the dead of February. They're going to be out there cleaning. I know for sure that the members in Chum are going to be doing that. Mark has had me out here shoveling snow for our older residents to help them get out of the house. People are going to do the work, but we just have to make sure they're doing it safely no matter the time of the year.
But as a city sponsored event, we could see that timeline.
It depends.
If the weather.
If we get days, who knows? We might get days where it's 105 for 6 or 7 days, right? You have to make adjustments. But unfortunately, I'm not the weatherman, and thanks to the president, the weatherman is not as accurate as they used to be.
Okay. Well, and then just an off-topic question, if I could. Looking at the latest IG report about the city website, I know that there was some concern about the price tag and the delayed for seeing the actual website. San Diego has more people than Baltimore City does, and they were named one of the top big city websites in the country. They spent $646,000 on their website. Given the fact that the city spent more than $2 million on the website, it's still not up and running. Should the city taxpayers trust you to spend their money?
I think they know they should, right? I think that we were blessed with $642 million of tax money from ARPA, and we have been one of the cities hailed it as how to spend that the right way. They have seen me spend their tax dollars to open more rec centers and schools in our neighborhoods than any mayor in the history of Baltimore City. They have seen me do that in investments into historic reductions of violence in Baltimore, other likes that we have never seen. We're talking about a system and a website that was so bad, Mackenzie, that the best way for me to describe it for you would be from going from MySpace to TikTok, right? That would be the best way. And I also am upset with the delays, but my responsibility is to make sure that at the end they get the best product that actually can work for them, that they can use no matter what their level of internet savvy is, whether they have a smartphone, whether they have extra abilities that we need to account for, and how accessible it is.
So just a quick follow-up. The company that was involved with that contract, will they be no longer allowed to get a city contract given the problems that we saw with this city website issue?
So I think that you'll be making an assumption that the issues were with the contractor. We make those kind of decisions based on the actual facts and what actually happened. You have seen, Mackenzie, us bar people at the Board of Estimates, and when and ever that has to be the case, we will do that. But we don't see that as the case in this case.
So what's the issue with the city?
The issues are the issues.
Which is what?
I laid them out to you in my response, Mackenzie. I said that the website and the system was so outdated. That company did not make that. This was the city stuff that we had to fix.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Last call for questions.
Oh, right here. Hold on. Good. Come around. You gotta come around. I saw your hand.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mayor, off subject. in reference to, you had 3 juveniles that assaulted a pastor from Connecticut.
Yeah.
Back to juvenile issues again. Yeah, you get a response?
Yeah, I think listen, anytime anyone's assaulted, we take that very seriously, no matter who the perpetrators are. I'm grateful that BPD was able to go out there and make those 3 arrests and make sure that those folks are going to be held accountable. That is our job as a city, right? We have to enforce the laws. We cannot change what happens after they are arrested. We know that they do their due diligence to making sure, working with the victims, working with folks to hold those people accountable. But I think it's a time for me to say we don't want to continue to see the same people over and over, whether they're children or whether they're adults. To me, it does not matter if you are 12. It does not matter if you are 55. We have to be able to not just arrest you when you commit a crime like that, but also make sure that you're held accountable in the way that you should based on those situations and the things that exist. Thank you.